Home and away spoilers. Eden moves on with newcomer Tim. Home and Away has revealed that Eden is set to move on with new arrival Tim after her and Cash's relationship breakdown. A new promo aired after Tuesday's episode in Australia, revealing that Eden will move on with Abigail's counsellor Tim Russell, who made his debut appearance on Aussie screens last week, and who will appear on UK screens early next year. The promo begins on the day of Cash and Eden's engagement party, which was rapidly organised for them by Remy and Felicity shortly after Eden agreed to Cash's spontaneous marriage proposal. It took years for Cash and Eden to find happiness together. Cash had a crush on Eden during their youth. But while they had slept together, nothing more ever came of it. They were reunited when Felicity brought Eden's band Lyric to Summer Bay back in July 2022 and offered them a regular gig at Salt. But with Cash's then-girlfriend Jasmine having only recently skipped town, Cash didn't believe it was the right time for them to give things a go. Cash eventually realized that he did in fact have feelings for Eden, and planned to tell her so on the day of Flick and Tane's wedding in November 2022. However, Flick and Eden were involved in a crash on the way to the venue, leaving Eden with amnesia and no recollection of her feelings for Cash. Fast forward a couple of years and the pair had become a solid couple, though other than an ill-thought-out prank when Eden pretended that Cash had proposed to her using Jasmine's engagement ring. Marriage was never on the cards. Yet back in August, when Cash was forced to watch Felicity nursing a broken heart after discovering the truth about her new boyfriend Rory Templeton, a chat with Remy prompted him to make a spontaneous proposal. Remy told Cash that he shouldn't waste time regretting his decision to investigate Rory and Dingo, and had to make the most of what he had. That includes Eden, which as Remy pointed out is as good as it gets. When Eden later found Cash outside, she was worried that she'd failed in cheering him up, and asked him what she could do to make things better. "Marry me," Cash responded. Eden was initially reluctantly, considering they'd never discussed the idea of getting married, but eventually gave him an enthusiastic yes. A few days later, as the newly engaged couple headed for a celebratory meal at Salt, they were blindfolded and led down to the beach by Remy and Felicity, where they found a lavish engagement party with all of their closest friends. The pair were delighted at the effort their friends and family had gone to, and spent the day celebrating their love for one another. Yet their happiness was short-lived. They were engaged to be married, till it all fell apart. The promo reminds us, their day of celebration took a tragic turn, as at the end of the evening, Felicity suffered an aneurysm and was rushed to hospital, where she later died. Cash initially refused permission to have Flick's life support switched off, until Flick's ex-husband Tane convinced him that she wouldn't want to be kept hooked up to machines. A few days later, Cash and Eden reunited with Cash and Felicity's dad Gary, where they had a private funeral back in the country town where the siblings grew up. Following the ceremony, Eden and Cash consoled each other, as Cash told Eden the last thing Flick had said to him moments before her collapse, that they could both be happy. Cash felt like a fool for believing her, after they had endured so much tragedy throughout their lives. Now believing that he wasn't destined to be happy, Cash made the sudden decision to end his and Eden's relationship. Eden looked at her fiancé in confusion as he explained that everyone he loves just ends up buried there. He doesn't want to have to bury her too. Eden begged Cash to see sense, but he told her to go back to the house, take the keys to the car and leave. "It's over. I don't want you in my life anymore," Cash told his fiancée. "Eden, please go." While Eden and Gary spent weeks trying to convince Cash to change his mind, it seemed he was determined that their breakup was for good. Cash had initially planned to leave town shortly after Felicity's death, but was convinced to stay. Now, it appears he has another change of heart next week, as he makes the painful decision to say goodbye to Summer Bay once and for all. The promo sees Eden reveal to Levi that Cash is leaving town tomorrow. "So this is definitely what you want?" Eden asks Cash, as he silently nods. "But when she moves on, will it stir up old feelings?" asks the promo's voiceover. We then see Eden sharing a drink with new arrival Tim, who is currently counseling Eden and Levi's sister Abigail. Abby is recovering from addiction, and agreed to Levi's request that she see a counselor to aid her recovery and get to the bottom of why she turned to drugs in the first place. But while Abby may not be making much progress with her new counselor, the new arrival is set to make a much better impression on Eden. As Eden and Tim pair become better acquainted, we see Cash back at his and Tane's house, where he stares at Eden's engagement ring. Is he having second thoughts about ending his engagement? Later, Eden invites Tim back to the Lyric share house, where she's still reeling from Cash's decision to leave the Bay. "We can talk about you," Tim tells her. "Today hasn't been the best day," Eden responds, as she struggles with the fact she's about to lose her ex-fiancé from her life for good. At Cash and Tane's place, Cash comes close to having a change of heart, as he stares at Eden's contact on his phone and hovers his finger over the call button. Yet it appears it could be too late, as back at the Lyric House, Eden and Tim share a kiss. As Eden and Tim move onto the sofa and continue to make out, has Cash just lost his chance of winning back his true love?
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của Home and Away, spoiler today. Xin chào.